We are continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 1, Chapter 15. We had completed till verse 16, in which Arjuna is talking about how Sri Krishna has helped him all his life. Right from the beginning till the war, he has really been of a great help to him, has saved him many times, has taken care of him, and there are lots of instances where Sri Krishna has literally treated him more than a friend. Even when they were great generals, like the last verse says, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and all that, the idea was that they could have killed him any time, because these are great generals. They are far greater than Arjuna's power prowess. They are masters. But because of Sri Krishna's grace, Arjuna has been saved n number of times. So, if we were to think on those lines, it tells us that in our lives also, if we have a devotion for Krishna, then you may be the weakest person on earth, doesn't matter. But yet you will be the winner. Because just the devotion itself gives you the power to win. The idea that you may have a prowess, you may be a capable person. That means, let us say you are a very intelligent person and you may say, I am very, very intelligent, I can do this and I can do that. You have got this idea. But at the end of the day, your intelligence will go to naught. Nothing is going to succeed in your world. The success comes only when you have devotion to Sri Krishna. This is what has to be understood. And Arjuna is proving over here with every sentence that he is uttering that he credits every success of his life plus everything that is going on in his world to Sri Krishna alone. And we are going to learn about this further in the verses to come. So we are continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 1, Chapter 15 and verse 17 onwards. It is by his mercy only that my enemies neglected to kill me when I descended from my chariot to get water from my thirsty horses. And it was due to my lack of esteem for my Lord that I dared engage him as my chariot driver. And he is worshipped and offered services by the best men to attain salvation. Here, Sri Krishna has taken up a position of a charioteer. Now, in spiritual world, the word charioteer means a person who drives the chariot. The person who is actually sitting in the chariot could be another one. That means the owner of the chariot could be another person. This applies to us in our life. There are 5 horses which are drawn. These 5 horses are our sense organs. Also the organs of action, you can say. The sense organs are a part of the chariot. The one who is running our life is the divine consciousness or Sri Krishna, God Almighty. The chariot is you. You are the one who is the body. And this body is always driven towards his goal. Many a times we think that we are the one who are driving our chariot. And this is the misconception we seem to have. We don't even know when we can take birth. We don't have any idea when we are going to die. We don't have control over anything in this world. Today I can say that the markets will go up. I am going to invest. and the markets may go for a toss. I may say that I am going to, have money so that I can buy this property and all. Tomorrow the property itself may not exist. Nations come, nations go. Things happen in the world, they don't take your permission for happening. Coronavirus never asked your permission, can I come? It happened. So likewise, there are lots of instances in the world where we really have no control over anything. So there is something which we say, the universe is driven by this great driver or the charioteer who is drawing these horses. Everything in the world is driven like that. Nobody has control over their own destiny as well. There are lots of people today on the internet saying that how they are remaining young. Some people are taking medication so that they can cure cancer by some drug called ivermectin. Some people want to become thin, so they are taking Ozempic. I think this is such a common thing that has happened nowadays. But does anybody have control over anything? Today you may think that I have control. But nobody can say anything. Everything is driven by the Divine Lord. He has his mission. We don't know how things are going to happen. And nobody is given a peek into the future. Arjuna is describing this part. And he believes that he is the one who has employed Sri Krishna. Can you see how he says it is due to the lack of esteem for my Lord that I dared engage him as my charioteer. We normally go to God and we say, okay, God, give me this, give me that. And many a times a person feels, okay, he's at my beck and call, he's at my command. I can tell him and he gives me this. I have heard many people say that once when I go to God and I ask him, he has always given me this. At such times you are thinking he is a genie in the bottle. You can open it and say, genie, can you make one castle for me? And the genie will make a castle for you. I mean, this is how we treat God. We want good ranks, we go to God. We want to get married, we go to God. We want to have children, we go to God. We say, God, please give me this. As if he is some, magical person. This is how we have always treated God. So here Arjuna is feeling ashamed of himself. The Divine Lord Sri Krishna is not to be treated badly. Okay? Why should he not be treated badly? Simply because he has something which is very unique, which you don't have. You are just a body in this world. Nothing is in your control. Nothing is in your control. Accept it. Accept it that it is very important. Why do we need to accept it? Simply because if I don't accept it, I will be a foolish person in thinking I am the doer, I am the doer, I am the doer. When there is a Divine Lord who has totally written and given, this is how the world is going to be, and he is supporting you in a lot of things, we need to give respect to him. Seva bhavana is important. Think about it. In the previous verse, we heard about Jayadratha being killed. Do you know Jayadratha? Now Jayadratha was given a vardhan by God. Okay. That his head, if anybody were to cut his head, and if the head falls to ground, the person who has cut his head will he will die. This was a very simple story. It's from the Mahabharata. Sri Krishna tells Arjuna what to do in such circumstances. Naturally, Jayadratha has to be killed, isn't it? He was the one who was responsible for killing all the children. Remember? There were these generals who were surrounding the Abhimanyu and his children and everything. Everything happened in the Mahabharata in a different way. And this person was actually responsible for a lot of deaths. He was also the biggest enemy of Sri Krishna himself. Right? So, Jayadratha is killed in a very peculiar manner. Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, don't throw the head of his on the ground. Throw it in the lap of his father, who is sitting over there for meditation. So he does it. The father is in shock and he immediately throws the head on the ground. So, Jayadratha is also dead and the father is also dead. The idea is that. So, there are things which Sri Krishna can do, which you may find it impossible. See, in your world, there are lots of things which are impossible. You know that, isn't it? You can't fight everything in this world, can you? Today you may have a very big question. The question is, how do I win this war? How do I do this? How do I take care of my parents, my family? Or you may say, how do I get out of this disease? Something like that. Some questions are there. Do you think you can solve them? You know the amount of effort a person does to get a job. Just think about it. When a person doesn't have a job, they may apply. The job will not come. Unless and until the Lord's permission is there, till that time the job doesn't come. Similarly, in our world, you may think that I will have this and I will have that in my world. You may say, I want to educate my children in Harvard. But they may not even go to the neighboring college. By the time they are in 10th standard, they would have drawn 100 tattoos on their body and they would be dancing in the streets, drinking shots, taking shots in the... Well, I'm saying something which I have personally seen. I was shocked to see that. A very close friend of mine, and the page appears and here I see these young daughters of his. One is they have not done education beyond a certain level. Second, they are all in a bar drinking shots and they have taken pictures with all their girlfriends and boyfriends and all. These are young women. Each of them having one cigarette in their hand. Here is a father and a mother who never smoked, never did anything wrong in their life. They may say that I have given very good, talim or whatever you call it, to my children, so that they can be very good in this world. Then how is it that even after you being such a great father and a mother, why are the girls smoking? Why are they drinking? Why are they wearing clothes in a very obnoxious manner? The elder daughter has got tattoos from her neck downwards. Both hands covered, full. And you can only show the tattoo if you are wearing half naked clothes, isn't it? Otherwise, how can you show? And they are posting it on Instagram. I mean, imagine this. So you may think, that my daughters and my sons are going to be some great sheikhs. It's not in your hands. You can try giving them the most Sanskritic, most cultural background, and you can make them go to church and temples and this and that. But tomorrow, how are they going to turn out into? There is no control over anything in this world. So please be under this impression that there is only one Sri Krishna who is taking care of everything in the world. So don't be so egoistic or arrogant in thinking, I can do it. You don't even know whether your breath is going to be there tomorrow. So Arjuna is now talking in this language that, oh, I treated Krishna very badly. Krishna very badly is not the right way of doing. So he says, now I understand it is his mercy alone that all these enemies got killed. I should not have treated him like a driver in my world. I should have treated him nicely. Because he is worshipped by everybody in this world. And I thought he's just friend of mine. I'll go and visit him whenever I feel like. We should never do any of those things. So, O King, verse 18. His joking and frank talks were pleasing and beautifully decorated with smiles. His address unto me was the son of Pratha, O friend, O son of Kuru dynasty, and all such hearings were now remembered by me, and thus I am overwhelmed. When Sri Krishna talks, he talks in a very jovial manner. He makes jokes. He is full of sarcasm also. He is full of jokes. He is full of, sometimes he will act very funny, sometimes he is going to act very strict and all that. His way of talking is like any ordinary person. His talks are decorated, every word is decorated by some stupid joke. See? And his talk is straight away frank. Frank means he is openly telling the world. He openly talks. See, there are times when some people may not like if they are spoken to directly. We have to be careful. Listening is important. Do you understand? Listening is important. Why is listening important? The idea that you seem to know too much and shush Krishna is not correct. Listen. He may talk in a very weird manner. He may speak in a very, very, sarcasm or joking. But that joke also is very dangerous. Please understand this. He is not joking. He is telling something very, very clearly. In that joke itself, there is a clarity. So, Arjuna is now remembering all these things. He says, he used to call me many a times by different names. You understand? Sri Krishna will call him by one name, then another name, then another name. Hi dude, how are you? He may say one day. I am talking about a modern Krishna, how he would talk, okay? Yo dude, how are things? Like that. Doesn't mean that you have to consider him as some ordinary mortal. So, you have to understand and give due respect to that. Otherwise, there is no point. Generally, both of us live together and sleep, sit and loiter together. At the time of advertising oneself for the acts of chivalry, sometimes if there was any regularity, I used to reproach him by saying, my friend, you are untruthful. You are very untruthful. Even in those hours when his value was minimized, he being the supreme soul used to tolerate all the utterings of mine, excusing me exactly as a true friend excuses his true friend, or as a father excuses his son. Sri Krishna never considered himself, like he will never talk that he is some great sheikh in this world. The ego doesn't come about. He will be a straight talker. He will say things very straightforward. Yeah, here it is. Take it. Sometimes when he said words, they appeared untruthful. See, untruthful means what? I will tell you. Untruthful is truth from the point of that person who is a listener, not the truth. Okay? See, there are things which happen in this world. And when they happen in a very particular and a peculiar manner. You may not have any idea of it. And because you have half-baked knowledge, you should not consider somebody as an idiot. Sri Krishna should never be considered as an idiot. Okay? A simple story will tell you. There was a very beautiful book I was doing yesterday or day before yesterday, in which Sai Baba, he puts his hand in the dhuni. Okay? And the hand gets totally burnt. Now he does it absent-mindedly according to those who are watching. When his hand is removed, it is totally burnt. He doesn't allow others to touch it. There is only one person who is given the charge of putting oil on his hand. And it takes around 9-10 months to get okay. It's full of burns. So when the person asks him, why did you do this? Sai Baba just casually tells him, oh, there was one girl, she had fallen inside one pit. The mother and the father were blacksmith. You know what a blacksmith is, isn't it? In olden time, the blacksmith had that bellows. You remember the bellows are there? They will run the bellows like this. If you don't know what a bellows is, then you should go and watch that movie, movie of that dragon, how to train your dragon. You will find that over there, how to train the dragon. So the child this lady is carrying, and she's running the bellows. The child falls into that fire. And Sai Baba puts his hand in the fire and pulls out. When his hand is pulled, so this person says, why did you do it? So he says, somewhere, the child had fallen into the fire and I wanted to save the child. That is why I put my hand in the fire. And then later on, the whole village is suffering from, some plague or something like that. Or somebody else is suffering. And he touches that person and pulls on himself bubos. Bubos means fodi, we call it in Hindi. Boils. And he opens his kafani to show, I have boils. Now, he is not expecting a thank you or something from any person. You think Sai Baba will tell anybody that I have done this for you? Never. He doesn't say anything. Why? Because it is very, very important. Sri Krishna has done so many things in this world which he doesn't tell anybody. He behaves like an ordinary person. And he will treat even Arjuna like, as if he is a friend. These kind of actions that he does are very unique. They cannot be understood. As a guru, the guru's job is to take care of his own flock. He has people with him. So Sai Baba took care. Sri Krishna took care of Arjuna and others around him. By lifting the entire mountain, did he not save the people? See, there are lots of times he has taken care. But does he go and tell anybody? Everybody forgets about it because he puts his Maya on top of their head. They don't remember. There was one person whose house had ghosts. Okay. Naturally, I had knowledge about it. I had to do some action so that the ghost disappear from that person's house. Okay. Now, that person had taken permission before buying the house, by the way. So I had clear understanding and knowledge that this house is haunted. But I can take care of it. That house was in United States. I was in India. So it was possible for me to run this system clearly. Now, these are activities which that person or any other person may have no idea how it is done, right? You may have a disease, you may not know how to take care of it, but your guru is there, he absorbs all these karmas. A few days ago, I had to go to a house. You will not even believe. That house had so many problems in that. These were problems which could affect an entire family, affecting their health, their mental conditions, their finances. It could have affected literally everything. I was there for around 45 minutes and I personally went to each room and I removed all the evil that was there. I came back. That day I fell sick. Next day, I have never slept in the bed. Rajma is coming to my room to see. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I was literally half dead. She got very angry. And she said, from next week onwards, Friday satsangs we are not doing. But does that person know that I have done this? That person has no clue. Why? Because they are human beings, they have no understanding of the subject. So gratefulness always has to be there. And do not do anything which is going to jeopardize this. That place has so many evil portents over there. It is a similar case like this, that we have to go and manipulate places, people, things, their diseases, everything. Spirituality is not a joke. And here when he is saying Krishna is doing like this, that person Arjuna has no idea who he is. What will this person who was owning that house have an idea? Do you think he even has the eyes to see? No. But I was called names after that. That is not a good thing. Calling names and saying all kinds of bad things is not correct. So this is something which we have to avoid because it is terrible. Ungratefulness is not correct. Arjuna has no clue about any of these things. But now in the end, he is getting the idea that he treated Krishna in a very, very shabby manner. So, he calls him untruthful. Do you see how he says these words? Arjuna calls Krishna untruthful. Do you think Krishna is untruthful? He is God Almighty. Why will he want to be untruthful? On the contrary, he is God Almighty who is saving you. Isn't it? Isn't he saving Arjuna in so many problems that he had? But the ungratefulness is always there. Even in those hours when his value was minimized, he being the Supreme Soul used to tolerate all these utterings of mine. So Arjuna has said a lot of wrong things and bad things about Krishna. Many a times treating this person very badly. Not even having a clue that here is Sri Krishna trying to help him in everything. Not just saving the life, but also saving his family, saving his entire clan. He has done all these kind of things. Used to tolerate all the utterings of mine, excusing me exactly as a true friend excuses his true friend, or a father excuses his son. The cheek which people have in saying whatever they feel like and making utterances which nobody has any clue about. People with half-baked knowledge should not open their mouth. It is not proper. Without understanding the gravity of the situation, nobody has the right to open their mouth and say whatever they feel like. Because the repercussions could be very drastic and dramatic. So it is always better to keep your mouth shut. O Emperor, now I am separated from my friend and dearmost well-wisher, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and therefore my heart appears to be void of everything. In his absence, I have been defeated by a number of infidel cowherds men while I was guarding the bodies of the wives of Krishna. Now this is very strange. Arjuna, when Sri Krishna was there, treated him like an ordinary person. But Sri Krishna treated him with due respect and took care of everything in his world. Now Krishna is gone. When Krishna is gone, you remember, Dwarka goes under the sea. What are the ladies over there supposed to do? You remember, they are staying in one castles over there. All the castles have gone under the sea, naturally. So the women and the children have to be safely transported to another place. So here he is talking. In his absence, I have been defeated by a number of infidel cowherds, men, while I was guarding the bodies of all the wives of Krishna. Arjuna was never there when Krishna was dying. You think he was there? He was so self-centered that he only visited Krishna after his death. You remember this story? I don't have to tell you. Then all these years he was not there. He required Krishna only so that he can win the war. He required Krishna only when he wanted something. We treat God like this only in our world. Only when we want something, we will go to God and put some nice butter for him and say, oh God, give me this, oh God, give me that. After that, God goes out of the window. Rajma asked me many times, there are lots of people who have left and gone. Why do they treat you like this? What bad have you done to them? Have you done anything wrong? I have not done anything wrong. But why are they doing it like this? You see, they want life in a particular manner. But destiny is not supposed to go in that manner. Destiny is different. I can put them in a certain space. But if you have a desire, I'm sure when we were doing the Tripura Rahasyam, you understood that when you have a desire, that desire can actually kill you, can put you off the path of your spiritual. You know that. No, yesterday you were doing, isn't it? So these people had unnatural desires of different types. I was not going to fulfill any of those. Only that which is required I will do. What is good for them. Not something which is going to give them a lot of heartaches and headaches and nonsense. Some people don't want to listen, so they go. It's a similar thing over here also. Arjuna is visiting after everything is dead and gone. Some of the ladies over here have also died in the waters. Jala Samadhi, we call it. Dwarka goes in the water and it happens. But Arjuna has not done anything for them. Now he is crying over everything that is finished and gone. I have the very same Gandiva bow, the same arrow, the same chariot drawn by the same horses, and I use them as the same Arjuna to whom all the kings offered their due respect. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them at the moment's notice have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes, accumulating money with a magic wand, or sowing seeds on a barren land. Tell me something. You may get all the money in the world. You may get all the houses in the world. You may get all the great jobs in the world. You may get all this happiness and the sweetness in your life. But there is no God on the other side. What is the point of this life? You are going to be born again. You know this for sure or no? You are going to get rebirth. And not one rebirth. Thousands of rebirths after that. If you have petty desires, then these desires may get fulfilled. But that one entity who could have taken you out of this nonsense of life is not there with you. So he says, I have got everything, The same bow, arrow, the same chariot, same everything. But they don't have the same life. The sweetness from all these things are gone. The reason for it having that is no longer there. See, I normally do the satsang for around 40-45 minutes or so. But the most important part of my satsang is after the satsang is over. I am sure many of you have seen there are lots of difficult questions which get answered, isn't it? So paying attention to those answers is important. And you get a choice of asking questions, isn't it? So here, you should not rue why this is happening, why that is happening like this. When you have someone to answer you, it is good. Tomorrow there will be no one to answer you. What are you going to do? So I am just giving you an idea of when these people, they don't give that amount of, attention or respect, they lose out on everything. So if Sri Krishna was there and Arjuna was giving the right attention to him, all those horses and everything that was there could have been enjoyed later on also, isn't it? After Sri Krishna is gone. Because the Krishna Tattva can be transferred to Arjuna. Don't you think so? It is the essence of the Lord which needs to be transferred. What does it mean? It means that the Lord never leaves and goes. But when you find that he has left and gone, doesn't that tell you that you have forgotten to even treat him properly? I hope you are getting the link correctly in your brains. So when he is there, treat him properly. When he is gone, don't keep on ruining him. Why? That essence of his will be staying. And that is what Arjuna is missing today. Arjuna becomes literally like a person who has no value in his life. What happened to Arjuna after Sri Krishna left and went? Nothing. See the name of the chapter. The Pandavas have to leave and go to the Himalayas. We don't even know what they did. Some say they built temples along the way. Okay, they went to a lot of places, they built temples. That is what we know. But how does it work? You become a non-entity. So to maintain the sweetness of that life, you need to continue with the sweetness of devotion at all points in time. This is what the meaning is. He says, but in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them at moment's notice have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes. After the yagya is over, there are ashes, isn't it? You know what a yagya is. After the yagya is over, all the burning of the wood and everything is finished, and then there are only ashes left. On top of it, if I am putting some butter and ghee, what is the point? It's over and gone, correct? So you should have put the butter and ghee when the fire was burning, isn't it? So acknowledging the Lord and saying whatever you want to and doing the seva is important. Not running after 5 wives or 6 wives of his. Isn't it? And thinking that, oh, I never got the kingdom. My brother is ruling the kingdom. He is sending me out to all these places. I am supposed to. What do you think Arjuna had to do? Arjuna had to carry out the Ashwamedh Yagya from here till Indonesia. Go along that entire track and see for yourself. You will find the stories of Mahabharata even in Indonesia. So what does it tell us? That all this land which was there was a part of this one continent itself, one kingdom. But he was busy in his own world. He should have at least paid attention when Krishna was there. But he never paid attention. This is how people behave. When they want something, they will go to Krishna, and when they get it, after that they disappear. Somebody is sick, somebody is having a problem, they will come. Guruji, problem is there. So problem gets solved. After that they disappear forever. God knows where they are. If you do this, there is going to be a vacuum. Continue. The seva and the sadhana is all. See, now I have cut down the timings also. We will be here for 1 hour, 4 times in a week. That's it. I am no longer doing Friday. Saturday also I won't be doing that much. So I am cutting down on my timings. Today I will only devote time to those who feel that they can give these 4 hours in the entire week. You are giving it to your job. You are giving it to your children, your wife, your husbands, your houses, your everything. Spiritual knowledge is important. At least devote this hour in a day. Then you will not feel lost. And continue to do something about it. Okay. So we have come to the end of verse 21. We will stop over here.
Recording stopped.